Vi tackar Karl-Gunnar Karl-Hadin. Vi ska bara presentera hans hästmästare Pandemien efter Vitalis Finmark för 2013 och ägare hästen här Engelhäst Management Aktiebolag.
So now we see a 6-year-old, I believe. I don't speak Swedish, but I think that's what they just said. And so we see a horse who's a bit more comfortable in his environment. I think has quite a bit of show miles, yeah? And so we're going to get to a little bit. I think he's also qualified for the 6-year-old final. So we'll see a little bit of everything. I think if we can, we'll also maybe talk about a line change or two. But from yesterday, watching this one go, again, what Carl and I talked a bit about is they're working on developing already on a 6-year-old. Not that he makes massage, but that he makes already the idea of this half halt to massage. That he learns to, not that he obviously doesn't already bounce, because he does, but that he learns to do it a little bit on command. And I talk about dressage a bit as being like a DJ, is how I think of myself. So when they're young, they're 3 years old, they're 4 years old, I just have a volume. I'm either quiet or I'm very loud. And as I develop these horses, I like to think that I kind of have a mixing table, that I can speed up the tempo, I can turn up the bass, I can turn up the volume, or the left speaker, or the right speaker, and that I really have control over all these moving parts. And so this is about the age where the horses tend to start to be more comfortable accepting pressure, and so thus we can start to adjust this musical table, and we see a little half passing. And I would also, Carl, use, not always making it so impressive. Sometimes make them do a little bit small and ordinary. That you sometimes ride for expression, and sometimes you ride it for the softness. And that you have also this bridge between the two. Again, a little bit sideways when you're ready. See, the tension. Yeah, make it easy and not so impressive. Yeah, bore me a little bit. Good. Until you get the relaxed feeling. And then when we have the relaxed feeling over the back, then we add in the tension. We only want the good kind. Right? Someone once said to me, Laura, you don't have to sell the horse in the warm-up. Right? Good. Yes. And then push on it a little. And then relax it again. Fine. And again, Carl and I also had the conversation yesterday about where we keep the horse in the frame in the training and where we like to push the horse eventually for the show. And so again, we have to play always very carefully in the training with where we keep the horse proper in the back and in relaxation, and where we want to push the horse for development of his self-carriage, and obviously where we hope to present him in competition. Good. And I have to do this slowly, because if I can take the tension out by just lowering the top line 1 inch, then I need to make sure I'm not too hasty and I don't grab the rein and lower the horse by 3 inches if I could have made the perfect result with just 1. So it's something that we have to do very small and very controlled so that we're not too fast and we don't go too far. And eventually then, when we have the horse with the pole the highest point, I am just moving the horse maybe millimeters to make the perfect feeling. And let's go a little bit half pass again. You find your diagonal line. And just point the shoulders, just right at the front end. Yeah, relax them on that line. Yeah, again, bend. Yeah. Exactly. And again, I would play this horse, Carl, very much down. You know, not in the top line, but I mean with his expression. Yeah, that you find this softness and a real regularity. Yeah. Good. Let him find that place. It's fine. You just organize the top line and the back. He's got all the organization he needs in the legs, yeah? But save that, so when you have a transition, when you have to send him for the medium, that they go, wow, there's a transition. Yeah, easy, play the right rein. Yeah, slow him down a little on it. Good. Then push him a little with your hands. Yes. You get actually better crossing and a better picture when you ride it a little smooth like that. Oh, okay. Easy now. Take your time again. No problem. Take your time. Now just wait for him. And it's easy on these horses who are so impressive to feel that we have to show that to the world. But the truth is that you'll earn the points by taking everyone's breath away in the transition. And the collection on these horses, the relaxation on these horses, becomes the most important part because they have plenty of scope, and sometimes by adding too much speed to that scope, you lose a little bit of that airtime, which is something that is so appealing. Good. Don't feel you have to overproduce it. Yeah, that's fine. And again, yeah, if you feel that tension coming in this top line, always find, Carl, that you have a little bit space from the rail that you can put your inside leg on. And again, making sure he's coming really steady to your hand every single step. Yeah, it becomes the job of the rider of young horses is almost more important than the job of the rider of trained horses. It doesn't matter. Well done. That if the horse is learning about contact like this, it's the job of the young horse rider to show the horse the feeling we want them to have in the bridle, right? They don't go home at night and flip open their Dressage 101 book and say, well, you know what would really be a great idea tomorrow is if for Carl, I just took the snaffle bit and I decided to hold it and find some carriage and work a little harder, and they don't have these concepts. So it's something we have to show them by what feels good and what feels bad. Yeah. And let's go back around to the left. Okay, we're going to find a better half pass left now. Fine. And I want you to play the half pass the whole arena, H to F, and play it like you did in the trot. Ride your line and ride the suppleness in front. Yeah, bend and lift. Yeah. Not more canter. Yes. It's fine. Sit up straight. Good. Fine. If you feel so inspired, you try the change on the rail. Yeah, but find the time. Good. Good top line control. Fine, and they think a little bit after the change also. Everyone gets so excited that, oh, thank God we did the change, and it was clean, and he's 6, and this is so remarkable. But now you also have to do the job of riding after the change, okay? Because that's equally, if not more important than what you do before. Everyone sets it up. You spent 3/4 of your rail setting it up, and you did the change, and then the last quarter of the rail was not as good as the first 3/4. Okay? And there's no excuse for that. Because what happens after that flying change, in 1 year, that becomes your tempo change. Good, we set up a little bit the right half pass. And again, you ride the top line. Up, supple him, work your fingers. Well done. He doesn't need you to do more for him. Very good. Good. And again, making sure before you think about the flying change that he's coming steady to your hand every step. Good. You find your straightness and keep your left leg on after the change, whenever you decide to do it. Good. Now ride the left leg canter. Yeah. And then put your find a circle. Yeah, 2 10s. Left leg on. Yeah, and Not just to speed him up, yeah, but to put him on your leg, you know what I mean? It's not necessarily that you make him run, but that you connect him between your leg and your hand. Fine.
Внутренняя нога, внешний повод.
Walk transition, and let's just pick up the right leg again. Fine. And you stay tracking left, so you pick up your counter canter. It's fine. And I want you to find the time to school that change again. And be a little clever how you school after he lands on the left lead, okay? If you want to chase him a little bit on a circle. Yeah. You think about the quality. Yeah. Good for you. Legs close. Very fine. And you see a little bit, when you let him come a little higher in the hand, he drops a little bit the contact, huh?
Yes.
And this is a place you have to be a little careful with your own elbows, that you're careful how much space you give him, and that even when you have him up there, that you try not to, the feeling is sometimes that you want to chase him onto that, you know, that when they drop the contact, we feel they're a bit behind us, and we have to almost a little bit think on the other sense of the word, that don't bother with that. It doesn't even matter that he makes the mistake, but you have to show him the way you want him to hold the bit with your hands. Then if you want to press him a little bit with the leg, you can. But be a little careful that just chasing him with the leg is not going to give him this bright idea to hold the snaffle bit. Yeah. Good. Very good. Yeah. And you feel a little bit of tension. Yeah, find a little leg heel cock. And then we play just one time on the circle with a little bit the collected canter, huh? But be very, very in tune to what's in your hand. Don't think this isn't a problem, all these little changes in the contact. Don't bring him any further back than you lose the feeling in the hand. Yeah. And you use whatever positioning is helpful. If it's a bit shoulder fore, if it's a bit haunches in, it doesn't matter to me right now. Good. Yeah. Steady on the bridle. Fine. Good, and you're in control. Yeah, that he doesn't make any of these decisions on his own. Yeah, good. Good. You can let him stretch, huh? But I would also be a little careful. Everything is super lovely. It's these little details, right? This feeling that he's not always taking you in the hand, and I would be a little careful with how much attention you pay to that. Right? Making sure you understand how important that is, and even in your lateral work, that you don't think so much about producing this. That he has. Right? You kick on him, he's going to make more of that for you, no trouble. But it has to be that what's in your hand is so consistent, and that you can always count on it, that you don't ever have problems with the transitions. And then you're going to see, when you look at him, you can see how you hope he'll look in 2 years in his top line. That he'll develop this neck and this spot in front of the saddle where he's still a little bit of a baby, right? Now this is where we want him to really beef up. But I say it's like going to the gym, and you get on the elliptical, and if you have like no tension, you're like, I can do this all day. I'm so fit.
Yeah.
And then you turn that dial up, and all of a sudden, you start to sweat.
Yeah.
And that's when you build a muscle. And that's a little bit the good kind of tension, the good kind of pull that he has to start to have in your hand.
All right.
Yeah. Round of applause for Carl, everyone.